Hello you all, welcome again, and that was a refreshing intro. And yes, we're back again, and it's ENlitenThem 2020 years, and we're going to be having a tutorial, music side tutorial based on the keyboard. Yeah, hear the sound. So, and before we start, I have to tell you all about the coronavirus of the year. Since I want to tell you all that you do the necessary steps, the procedures, stay safe, wash your hands regularly, avoid large gatherings, maintain social distance, and that way we can survive all these things together, make it alive. So make sure you smash that subscribe button and like this video, and also watch our previous video. We did like 2 previous videos concerning the keyboard. So if you haven't been following us, check out our playlist, you see the videos. And also we also have guitar side where we feature all our Tway in the lead guitar. So you can also check all our playlist. Okay, so we're back now again, and these are the keys. Okay, let me change it. These are the keys, and no need to talk more on the keys, because in our 2 previous videos we gave an introduction about it, so you can check out the videos. But for this keyboard tutorial, we'll be making use of the Williams Smallwood Pianoforte Tutor. We'll be making use of it as a reference purpose and also as a guide, and I'll also be adding other resources to, and also my own work about it, so you have more exposures about the keyboard and how the thing work about. So like we have the Williams Smallwood Pianoforte. If you can get it on the link in the description. Then we have the Williams Forte, and we're going to be using it. As you can see, we have the introduction talked about the musical sounds, explained characters, alphabet A, B, C, D, F, G, and 5 lines, 4 spaces. So we just the first page broke down what you're meant to know in music. So you guys are going to see it, how it's worked on, and also know places it's being used. So we'll also turn to our second page. You can see they have names of the treble notes, the bars, and they talked about ledger lines. But before I talk about the ledger lines, let me just say ledger lines are spaces, lines above the stave or staff. In a staff we have 5 lines and 4 spaces. So any additional notes on top or below the stave or staff is what we call ledger lines. So in case you have a piece of music whereby you have a note above the line, above the required 5 lines, 4 spaces, don't be confused. It's ledger lines. They can be played, and they are played like the middle C is also a ledger line. So, but I don't want to dwell much in that. I just want to tell you some things that will guide, because if I enter that, I'll get messed up. So, but just know ledger lines are lines above or below the staff. We should talk more on that. Then we say different kinds of notes and the values. We have the semi-brief, the medium, crotchet, quaver, the semi-quaver and the demi-semi-quaver. You can see their notes. The semi-brief is shaped like an egg, while the meaning is like a circle with a line, a P, but it's not enclosed, it's not shaded. Then the same goes with the crotchet. Crotchet has a hook, it's shaded. Then quaver has a hook, semi-quaver has 2 hooks, demi-semi-quaver has 3 hooks, down like that. So that's what the first 2 pages are about. Then the bass notes has the 5 lines, 4 spaces are the G, B, D, F, A. The lines are G, B, D, F, A and A, C, E, G. Then E, D, C, B, A is the ledger lines passed. So the ledger lines above the distance and below. So different notes and their values. So now, as I told you that we have the notes, semi-brief, minim, crotchet, quaver, semi-quaver, demi-semi-quaver, and we also heard of one. There's also one called hemi, demi-semi-quaver. That's quick tempo, this musical script. So, but we're going to be the Smallwood stopped at demi-semi-quaver, so we shall acknowledge that. So the demi-semi-quaver is kind of for fast people. So it's, yeah, everyone's fast. It's just how you practice. So yeah, one thing about Smallwood kind of explained it, like if you don't have a basic knowledge of musical instruments, or I just had to adjust it. Smallwood kind of brought it out and explained it in a detailed way, very easy to understand. Like now, in the table here we also see that it's drew a tabular form, how explaining the relationship between the notes from the least demi-semi-quaver to the top semi-brief, show that all of them are linked together. So we're going to only focus on we're going to focus on it now. I can see the table, the proportion which notes bear to each other is as follows. Here, semi-brief, and before we go to that, those who what's called rest, because the Smallwood rest here, we have semi-brief, rest, the brief, and semi-brief. They have brief as in semi, but it's not usually used. It's only semi-brief that is usually used. So we have semi-brief rest, which is a dash, but half. They didn't cover this small box shaded. We have the minim rest, crotchet rest, quaver rest, semi-quaver rest. So the rest is placed under a line of the stave. So there are forms of the crotchet. So rest are kind of every note has its own rest. Semi-brief has its rest, so, and which is equal in duration to the note it represents. So we see that if we have a rest in the staff, if it's placed there, we know as semi-brief is 4 beats. 4. So we know if a semi-brief rest is there, we have to stop for 4 beats. Pam, 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 pam. 4 beats. So beats are kind of, so rest are kind of the same thing with their corresponding notes. So now let's explain the table of the notes. A semi-brief is equals to 2 minim. What do I mean? 2 minims can form a semi-brief. 2 minims can form a semi-brief. A semi-brief is equals to 2 minims. So like if semi-brief was 4 beats, then its minim is 2. It is 2 beats for 1 minim. That is, when we now get 2 minims, we'll be able to form a semi-brief. So the same thing goes, 4 crotchets is equals to a semi-brief. Whereby if we have 4 crotchets, if crotchet is a beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is going to make a semi-brief. And 4 crotchets also make 2 minim. That is, we are saying also 2 crotchets make 1 minim, 4 crotchets make a semi-brief. So the relationship goes down like that. 8 quavers, the same thing, it comes up. So in a note, sometimes substitution goes whereby you see a semi-brief, which we know is 4 in a beat. Then they can remove this. The semi-brief can be removed and put in 4 crotchets. You show you still completed it. But let me not enter into the bar, because that's also kind of the next thing and we're going to enter. So so just know that a semi-brief is equals to 2 minim. It's kind of mathematical, whereby you're dividing and it gives you the same thing in return. So we're going to also, before we enter the bars, to set our mind right, because now we know about the rest. So we also go to the dotting a note. What do you mean dotting a note? A note, if you say a dotted note, as the name sounds, the note will be drawn, then a dot will be following it immediately. So what that dot does is, if semi-brief is 4 beats and is dotted, we'll now say half of that semi-brief, 4, like half of the semi-brief, which is 2, we'll now add it to the 4, making the note 6 beats, whereby so it kind of adds the half of a note onto its original beat. Whereby like if we are to play this C 1 2 3 4 and it's dotted, that's we now have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and we'll leave it. So dotting a note adds a half of the original note to itself. So we can see here we have a dotted semi-brief, a dotted minim, a dotted quiver, a dotted semi-quiver. I think now I explained it more that a dotted semi-brief is equals to 3 minims, because you could see here 2 minims was equals to a semi-brief. So if semi-brief now was to, if a dotted semi-brief was now to come, and we know that a minim is 2 bits, we see that we will need one more minim, which will make it 3 minims, 1 dotted semi-brief. So the same thing goes, dotted minim is equals to 3 crotchet, a dotted crotchet is equals to 3 quavers. The same thing goes down the line like that. So it's kind of adding, not much fuss about it, is easy and self-explanatory. But keyboard is musical instruments. Theory is good, then practical is also the best. So we are kind of saying the theory now and the rules that apply to it. Then when we start practicalizing it, we'll see that yeah, what we are saying was actually right. Then we will now turn to the next page. See, page 4 was not talking about the bars. So the bars and the line. So before that, we have to also see that we have to show you, I'm just kind of explaining it. We'll start before we enter the pianoforte keyboard. I'm explaining, kind of doing the introduction, explaining Smallwood. Then further I'll now start showing the way you also place your hands, because placing your hands on the keyboard is vital. Because if you don't place your hand well, you may lose your hands. Finding a key will be difficult, so you have to know the way you place your hand. But let me just explain the bars so that when we go to placing the hands, things will kind of get easier for us. I know I've done the placing hands first, but I want to follow this method first. Yeah, it looks boring first at point, but yeah, that's the way I do it. It seems when you explain the theory, then we'll now go to practicalizing it. Everything now enters once. So yeah, is the way we are going to do it. So if you guys are enjoying this tutorial, you can smash that like button and share this link, comment what you want to do. Things are getting fun here. I know it seems boring, but yeah, things will get fun. Okay, so now let's move on to the bars. So bars, we know what's bars are. So bars is what kind of forms a music piece. A music piece must always have bars. Kind of times you enjoy it. Helps to know your mindset, to know how many beats. In case you misplace, it helps to set your mindset right. What do I mean? Okay, like now we have the simple command time. Simple command time is drawn like this, and it's for 4/4, which stands for this command time. That is 4/4. 4/4 means the 4 under is sign for is 4 crotchets, right? 4 is crotchet that is made up of 4. So we can say that it means 4 crotchets in a bar. That's what it means, which is equals to a semi-brief. So it's a common time. That is a semi-brief on its own. So that's why it's called common time. So in the case where you see it, and the time signature are always drawn after the clef sign is drawn. So 4/4 like it means 4 crochet beads in a bar, whereby we'll have 4. So like if here is we have on G, we know that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if peradventure we see the next one, we'll jump into the next key. So it's kind of saying that in this line, anything in this line, like anything written in this line, must be made up of 4 beats, whether you divide it using semi-quiver, or you must get 4 beats in a bar. That's what it means. You must have 4 beats in a bar. So it's kind of straight. That's why it's called simple common type, because it's 1. Then we also have 2/4. We don't call it 2/4. We name the name up 2, then 4. The denominator, let's use the word denominator down, but it's not a fraction, it's just a number, 2/4. So 2/4 is also the same thing, 2/4 of a semi-brief in each bar. That's another way to explain it, because semi-brief is 4 beats. So saying 2/4 is kind of saying 2/4 of a semi-brief. That's, you're saying 2, okay, you're just saying 2 of a semi-brief, like 2/4. In mathematics, you solve 2/4, then you times it by the 4, you get your answer, that is 2. You're saying 2/4 of a semi-brief must be in this bar. So which means that this sign situation means that there must only be 2 beats. Like no matter what you write, there must only be 1, 2, 1, 1, pa, nothing less. So even if you use pa, you play something fa pa 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 pa, at first it ends at pam pam, like the beat must go. So that's why each note kind of, there's a relationship between each note in forming, getting each other. So we also have simple triple time, which is 3. Simple triple once means 3 crochet, 3/4, that is 3/4 of a semi-brief in each bar, which also means 3 crochets. Then the same explanation that follows. So I think, okay, we have compound common time 6/8. This one is kind of confusing, but it's not confusing because the explanation I gave that time was just to explain, just to let you know what it meant, like it's just for you to understand. So 6/8 is 8 now means quiver. You know 8 quiver makes 1. So the note you see under the number, you know which number the term matches. Like 8 signifies quiver, 4 is for the crochet. If we see 2 is, okay, let's say we see 2 is for the meaning. So it goes that way. So compound common time 6/8, like 6/8 indicates that there are 6 of the 8 quivers, which make a semi-brief in each bar. So it's 6/8 that means the notes, what you see in the note is not up to a semi-brief, because if it was up to a semi-brief, you see 8/8, which now become a simple common time. You have seen it's 8/8. So 8/8, which will then be 8 quivers in a bar, which we know is a semi-brief that will have 4 beats. So that's all, we covered it. So as for an exercise, we're going to now I'm going to show you the way you place your hands on the keyboard, your number. So, and always tell people that I'm talking to, that people I'm training, that they should always kind of form a crab-like form with their hands. Crab with your hands, because so it makes kind of easier. Although my hands are big for those that have little fingers, but if you form a crab with your hands, you find that it makes kind of easier for you to reach each note, and makes you master the keys faster. So if you form a crab, what I mean by crab a little bit like a hunch on your hand, the ankle and the wrist. Then you bend it and you joint. Then you have this is the C chord. So it's this is how you use your hand. Don't light slant on the keyboard. It's not okay, it's not quite correct. So you must form a crab with it. That's what is good to. That's the way of doing it, to make it easier for you. So for now, we're just going to play with our C. We're going to do the last thing we did last time, and in our previous tutorial we played the re mi fa sol la ti do on the C. See, 1 2. So see that I said you form your hand like a crab doesn't mean you will not shift it. You will like there is no, but see, I still maintained the crab hand form. So don't kind of slant it, because don't stretch, move the hands, let your hands be free. So that's all for today. Make sure you subscribe, like, share our video, comment on what you think about the video, and for you to see more of that intro music you saw in the beginning, make sure you check out the link in the description. I did the full video covering it from what I learned on Smallwood. So it's a piece of music on Smallwood that I'm playing it. I also have a YouTube channel there. Also subscribe there, like, follow me. I'm going to uploading lots of cool stuff there. So thank you all for your time. Thank you all for the love you'll be giving me. Thank you all for my main subscribers. I say love and for me. And make sure you stay safe. ENlitenThem cares. Peace.